the data. What's going on?
Blog Talk Radio. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an all-new Some Kind of Radio show here on Blog Talk Radio. Call in live now at 347-989-8810. And here's our host, the one, the only, Biggie Earl McCune.
I have to laugh at that intro. My wife, who does the intro of the show, she called me Big E. Nothing big on me. I'm 190 pounds soaking wet. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled and exciting episode of Some Kind of Radio show here on blogtalkradio.com. You know what? This is going to be a great show tonight. We're on the air for the next 30 minutes. As promised, I told everybody I would have a special guest, and on the line I have world-class championship eater, fitness expert and bodybuilder, Mr. Randy Santel. Randy, how you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm pretty good, Earl. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, I'm glad you're here, man. I appreciate you coming on. Well, let's just start real simple here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Randy, and what you're out to do.
Well, my name is Randy Santel, and I've always been a pretty big kid back in the day. I was about, when I was in 5th grade, I ended up tipping the scales at 205 pounds, I think it was, something like that, as a 5th grader. And I spent a lot of years overweight playing high school football, and I played college football at Missouri State University. I played college football. But I topped out at about 346 pounds, and since then, after retiring from football, in 2010, I ended up getting down to 250 pounds, and then I competed in a national Men's Health-sponsored body transformation contest. I went from 250 down to 223, all in 2 months back in 2010, and ended up winning this national contest, and they flew me out to New Zealand to be on the TV show Spartacus. Spartacus Blood and Sand was the most popular one, but I was actually on the 3rd episode of Gods of the Arena, which was the prequel to Blood and Sand. But after competing in that big diet and exercise program, in order to lose all that weight and get the results that I got, I took a really pretty miserable diet and just a lot of exercise. So to congratulate ourselves, my buddy that did the contest with me, we ended up eating a 28-inch Pointosaurus pizza in St. Louis that weighed about 11 or 12 pounds back in 2010, and we won $500. So then I started looking at all these other food challenges. I found out about there's a lot more out around there, because I never even got started because of Man vs. Food or anything like that. It was just I've always been able to eat a lot. Like back in college, we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings on all-you-can-eat nights, and I'd eat like 80 or 85. And then I've always been able to eat like, I think I did 2 large Papa John's in high school. So eating's always been fun for me. But now that I don't really play too many sports anymore, I'm a lot more into the whole health and fitness side. And being the professional eater that I am, I take a lot more focus on the nutrition side rather than the fitness side, because everybody's wanting to get into the fitness stuff, but in reality, fitness is only 20% of health anyway. It's really all about what you eat.
Right.
But so I've got a lot of things that I'm wanting to get into with that. Anybody that wants to, they can check out my current website, which is randysantel.com, RANDYANTEL, L as in Larry.com. You can actually get on there and find out what I did during that 2010 transformation contest. I've got a whole section about my diet, and I've got a whole other section about my fitness and my workouts and stuff. And then in 2012, a about 100 food challenges later, I was up to about 270, 271 I think it was, and then in 10 weeks, I got down to 220. So that was 51 pounds in 10 weeks, and I've got a whole other sections about all that too. So I'm pretty darn good at losing weight. I had to lose over 50 pounds in high school too. I know that sounds like a lot of yo-yoing, but and that's the big thing now is that I'm coming out with a website, foodchallenges.com, and now that that is out, as the leader of that and as kind of, I'm going to basically be making myself the leader of food challenges, teaching people how to do food challenges, showing people where to find them, and things like that. I'm going to be trying my best. I got to drinking is what is the hard part, obviously. A lot of people over 21 know what drinking will do to your body and diet. So got to cut that down. It's not really the food challenges that do it, but the drinking is what really puts the weight on me. So I got to cut that down. But with that and minimizing the food challenges, just maybe 1 or 2 a week at most, every now and then going a little spree, but I don't think the weight's going to be a factor as long as I keep my diet the way that I have been.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I was just kind of going over, and I was looking at some of your YouTube stuff, man, and like I told you before we went on the air, I think I've watched just about every one of your videos, and man, you astonish me. I mean, quite frankly. I mean, the amount of food you can put in there. Let me ask you, is there a secret? I mean, is there a tip you can give people? I mean, just a basic one, before you go to a food challenge, how to prepare? I mean, is there a way to kind of stretch your stomach out?
Well, I know, and that was the big thing for me, and that's one of the things that I'm making foodchallenges.com about. There's going to be probably 40, 50 articles just on tips, because there's a whole lot of strategy to it, whole lot of science. I mean, just to give one tip, the biggest tip that people, I guess, kind of a myth or whatever you want to call it, they don't eat for like a day or something like that, or they think that just trying to not eating is going to make them want to be able to eat more. But in reality, if you go a long time without eating and you never had a big meal before that, your stomach's going to kind of be a little bit shrunk. Like if you ever go to a buffet and you're just starving, you haven't eaten in a long, long time, and you're just like, oh, I could eat a horse right now, you probably ended up not being able to eat that much. You probably had all that food on your plate and then only got through about half of it because your stomach was pretty small at the time. So you do want to go for a little bit of a fasting period. Back in the day when I was first doing food challenges, I'd eat like 12 pounds of watermelon. 10 to 12 pounds of watermelon. It's basically one big watermelon, and that's without the rind, because I had a scale and all that to weigh it. But and then after you're done with the watermelon, or after you've eaten as much as you can, try to drink some water just to stretch your stomach a little bit more. And then you do that about 15 to 20 hours before your food challenge or your eating contest. And then maybe once you wake up the next morning, have a protein shake or something like that, just to keep the calories in you, because you don't want to go all that time, because then you'll be low on energy if you don't have any calories at all. You just want to minimize the solid calories. Don't be eating a bunch of breads and meats and stuff like that. Try to keep it, like every now and then I'll have some yogurt or cottage cheese or something like that. But or obviously the protein shake, or back in the day I used to do a couple nutritional shakes like Slim Fast or something like that, but those aren't necessarily that good for you. So, but obviously food challenges aren't the picture of health either. But
exactly. Yeah. Now,
but yeah, and then
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
do I?
Randy. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say another tip for the food challenges is after a good workout, typically you're hungrier than usual, or maybe when you're not. After a good workout, you're more hungry than you would be if you didn't do any kind of fitness or anything that day. So that kind of helps me too. I usually try to get a good run or a resistance workout or something like that before a food challenge. That helps too.
Okay. Well, I was just going to talk on here real quick too. I was going to kind of hit on that you just got back from overseas you went in December, correct? November, December. You did a big tour.
We spent about 44 days over there, yeah, November, December.
Mm-hmm. And you did
So,
44 days. How many? Yeah.
Well,
How many challenges did you do in that 44 days?
We did. We ended up doing 29. We had 30 on the schedule, but or no, I think we had like 32 possibilities on the schedule. But with all the food that I was eating and everything like that, and then a couple of the restaurants just weren't very hospitable, or I guess I don't know how you want to say it. They weren't really workable with us, and basically we're in a new city every day, so it was kind of hard to get to a few of them. But we ended up going to Ireland, Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, along with Ireland, and then Wales, and then we also went to France, Belgium, and then just for a little vacation part, I've always wanted to go. We went to Amsterdam, which that was a lot of fun. But ended up winning 27 challenges and losing 2. I kind of knew I was going to get the second loss just because it was a real big burger, and I just wasn't feeling good at all. I gained 35 pounds in those 44 days. So I've been on a diet since then. And once I got back from the trip, I got back December 23rd, so we went right into Christmas, and I still wasn't off.
And you had to eat all the Christmas stuff.
I had to celebrate Christmas, and then had to celebrate New Year's Eve, New Year's, and all that. So my diet didn't really start back up again until like the second week of January. But I'm down 35 pounds now, so everything's going pretty good. I've gotten pretty good at the whole diet thing over the years. So it's not that hard. You just got to make the effort to do it. Really, that's 90% of it is just doing it.
Oh, absolutely. I've been stuck like myself. I've been stuck at 190 for about the last year, and I fluctuate anywhere from 188 and 193. And no matter what I've done or tried to do, I want to get back to 170. I mean, that's ideal for me, But I've been stuck at 190 I drink a lot of beer too. I'm not gonna sit there and deny that. So.
Oh yeah, well hell, most bowlers do like their beer. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, well we got to have the beer. I mean that's kind of a prerequisite. You got to have beer while you're bowling.
That's most guys too. There's not. I know a lot of people that like their beer, so you're not the only one.
Yeah, no doubt. Now let me ask you this. Do you have a preference of like a favorite type of food challenge? You prefer like Mexican food, burgers, steaks? I mean, is there a favorite type of challenge?
I do get that because with my foodchallenges.com, you're going to be able to find food challenges based on types, and I'll be doing videos based on types because every kind of type really has kind of a different strategy. I mean, you're going to eat a pizza differently than you're going to eat a burrito, and you're going to eat those differently than you would a big old burger or an 18-scoop ice cream sundae or something like that. So my favorite food challenges would definitely be Mexican. I love big burritos, especially wet burritos or ones that are like smothered, and I'd rather have to eat it with a fork than to be able to pick it up because ones you pick up are typically more dry. And if it's more dry, it's not as fun or you can't eat it as quick. And then tacos are always good.
Yeah. I've seen your videos. You take some big spoons and you just dig in.
Yep. Yeah, you just dig in and just try to get it all down as quick as you can while trying to enjoy it too. And then I do love pizza. Pizza's always good. The most fun challenges that there are team challenges, just because I only go into team challenges with partners that I'm confident in. So, I mean, going into it, it's not gambling if you know you're going to win. So we always have a good time with that. I mean, if it's a 12-pound pizza and you got two guys that can eat 7 or 8 pounds if they want, I mean, you pretty much know that the pizza's going down. So I always have a lot more fun with those. Plus, just pizza's delicious. I mean, even old pizza is still good pizza.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, definitely. But no, also I really like, because one of the big things is if you eat 5 pounds of anything, I mean, pick out your favorite candy, say it's M&Ms. If you eat 5 pounds of M&Ms, the last 2 pounds probably aren't going to be very good. You're going to be sick of M&Ms.
Right.
So my favorite kind of challenges, well, I guess another kind of favorite is if you do like tacos or you go to a restaurant with hot dogs, there's a couple challenges out there where the restaurant will have like 13 types of hot dogs or 13, 15 types of tacos, and you get to pick what kind you want to eat, and you just got to eat so many of them. You got to break the record, or you got to eat all 10 to 14 hot dogs on their menu or something like that. You're constantly getting a new flavor, so you never really get bored of what you're eating.
Right, right.
So those
Now,
always make it easier for you, too.
okay. Now, I was going to ask you now, touching on a subject, you said you had some overseas, you had a couple places that weren't really with the, really workable. Did you have have you had any problems in the States, with places you gone into and weren't really workable with your food challenges?
Well, I'm not going to say that they weren't workable. I mean, obviously the big thing is with what I do, and typically what sets me apart from, I guess, most eaters is that I try to look at it like it's more of a business. I've been building the Randy Santel brand since 2010, and I've put a lot of hard work into it, just to do things for free, or I guess to not get anything back, or just to do it for fun. There's not really any kind of YouTube page, or you need a restaurant. The best restaurants are the ones that will promote it on their Facebook. Hey, we got Randy Santel coming. Come out and watch, and things like that. The big thing, I guess this is another thing for foodchallenges.com too, is that I'm going to have a whole bunch of articles for restaurant owners to help them learn how to promote the challenges and to make them more, I guess, marketable so that they can get more people trying them, more people in their restaurant spending money and things like that. People just don't understand, and that's the thing about what Man vs. Food did, is people think that Man vs. Food was just this huge deal that got this movement of food challenges started, but in reality, from a business standpoint, a lot of the things that it did weren't all that good. All these people started doing these, or all these restaurants just started throwing a bunch of meat and cheese and stuff on a bun and put it on a plate and calling it a challenge, and they just expect all these people to want to do them. But no, it doesn't really work like that.
All right. Sorry about that for 1 second there, Randy. We got about 12 minutes left in the show. I just brought up our co-host finally decided to come online. Hey, Mike, say hello to Randy.
How you doing, Mr. Santel? Much pleasure.
Hey, Mr. Food Challenge guy, doing the big video on YouTube. I like that.
Well,
we have Atlas and Maps.
We did that, but this is Maps now. I just finished one. I failed.
Go ahead,
Mike, you there? You're cutting out.
Yeah, I know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yep.
Okay, I just finished one. I failed it.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
It was down here in Morgantown. It's presented by Lay's. It's called the Bet You Can't Just Eat One Challenge. They give you one. They gave you one chip, and then if you could make it a half hour without eating another one, you win. And 15 minutes, I couldn't do it.
Little son of a gun. It's the same with almonds and nuts and all that kinds of crap. Yeah, you can't eat just one.
No, I know. It's sad.
But, well, hey, while both of you guys are on the line, we're definitely going to have to be in touch if you guys have contacts with the whole bowling thing, because once all my foodchallenges.com is going and things like that, I've actually, I'm not going to really give any details out, but I've got a nutrition plan that I follow that I'm wanting to eventually market, and there's a whole lot to it that you'd be able to take more than a day to explain. But it kind of relates health and fitness to bowling. So maybe one day we might be able to chat about that when things are better. And the big thing is I need more money and more, I guess, things to be able to develop it into what I want to do. But if you guys have some contacts in the bowling world, that would work for me too. So I'd appreciate that.
We have plenty, absolutely. I don't feel like we can't work something out.
Okay. Well, yeah, you guys help me with that, and I'll help Mike be able to win his first food challenge.
Yeah, that's right. I need training. Right now, my training consists of just sleep and then getting up and doing it, and I can't do it.
There you go.
Well,
you
Mike,
too, Earl. We got to get you to win that triple Windsor challenge.
You know, like I said, I've tried a couple times, and I just cannot get. I just got to get past the cheese. I mean, once I'm past the cheese, I'd be okay.
You've tried it more than once?
I've tried it more than once, and I've got to the same point twice, where I've gotten to the cheese and the mushrooms, and I can eat the fries, I can eat the buns, I can eat the burgers down, but I can't get all that cheese down.
Well, you got to work on your strategy then. You got to get that cheese down first.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got to work on well, I'm lactose intolerant, so I have a real cheese issue, but I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, well, hell, I didn't know that. That's not good.
It's
yeah,
kind of ugly.
that'll make doing cheese difficult. All that mayonnaise ain't no joke either.
All the mayonnaise on there, they slather. I don't know how yours was, Randy, but I know when I had mine, it had so much mayonnaise on it. It was like a paste.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, mine was too. That was probably the second most mayonnaise challenge I've ever had.
Mike, you tried that one, haven't you?
What's that?
You tried the triple Windsor, haven't you?
Yes, I tried it once. I got to like half of the first patty, and that was it. I couldn't do it. I got laughed at hysterically in for a long period of time.
Well, I can't blame him.
Not there anymore. It's like,
you know, hey, Randy, I was just going to say, I think Mike is ready for the Happy Meal Challenge. You know, he might be able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe like 5 chicken tenders or something.
Yeah,
well, here was my next challenge. Okay, tell me. Okay, it's the Mexican restaurant Nacho Bowl Challenge. Okay, you order your food, and then you get that big plate of nachos, like an appetizer. You have to eat that before the meal comes. That one day I can do it.
Well, that's not a too bad one. So you like to make up your food challenges. I don't ever have to get creative. I just go to what the restaurants want me to do.
Well, you inspire me.
Well, I appreciate that, and I will definitely continue to try to do that.
Okay, well, you're doing a smash-up job right now, believe me, and you know we're honored to have you on the show and talking to you. Yeah, I'm sorry I got to still at work, so it's like I'm kind of pressed for time. I'm going to have to go here, so but you're more welcome to get me on my Facebook page or give me a call sometime. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you some more. And, okay.
Sounds good, Mike.
I'm pressed for time. I couldn't get out, but I'm gonna get out of here now, guys. And Randy, it's a pleasure. Earl, always a pleasure, and we will definitely be in touch.
All right, well,
all right, Mikey, we'll be talking to you soon. All right.
Okay, man.
All right,
you got about.
All right, Mikey, thanks for calling in, buddy. We got about 6 minutes or so left. I don't know if we have any time for really too many callers to call in. Call in number 347-989-8810. We're on the line here with, how do you put it, Randy? World-class championship here? Is that what you have on your site?
Oh, yeah. Well, my Randy Santel is world-class professional eater and bodybuilder, but I'm going to pretty much, I think, get away from the bodybuilder side because I really don't do any bodybuilding type of stuff. Like I said, I focus pretty much on the nutrition side of it. If I wanted to get into bodybuilding, I would pretty much be getting into a pond of 1 billion people by focusing on eating, which is 80% of it, and eventually is going to be where the money is. There's very, very few people that actually focus on that. Whenever anybody watches a P90X infomercial or even The Biggest Loser or anything like that, the weight loss has a lot less to do with the workouts than the nutrition. And that's what people eventually need to realize. It's not about supplements and all that crap. It's about once you eat. And a lot of people are just scared to jump into that controversial little market because there's a lot of mixed feelings about nutrition and all these different diets and stuff. And plus all these people are wanting to make so much money off of selling this crap stuff that people will buy into thinking that it'll work for them, which it won't. And eventually enough stuff's going to come out and people are going to realize, hey, you know what, all these supplements and all these diets, they are crap. We need something real. And that's, by that time, I'll have my bowling diet able to be ready to kick in and start helping people. So I'll be able to teach people how to eat a lot, and I'll be able to teach them how to eat healthy, too. So I'm excited about that.
That's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait for it. Your new website, foodchallenges.com. Now, is it live now, or is it going to be going live soon?
No, I'm actually working on it, not as we speak, but once we get off, I'll be right back on it. It'll be live in May.
Okay.
Currently, it's a big site. It's nothing anybody can build in a day.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but we're working on that, and it's going to be a global site in 25 different countries where there are currently food challenges and stuff like that. So I'm building the big database of all food challenges so that people can get on there and they'll be able to map search and just regular search to find out what all challenges are around them and things like that. And then I've got to write about 50 to 75 articles before we even go live just on tips for both eaters and restaurant owners on food challenges, how to win them, how to promote them, things like that. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and luckily my family let me move back home just for a little bit, so I'm not working a profitable job. I'm just working down in the basement doing all these articles and database stuff and all that. So I'm excited to get things going because once the site is up, I'm going to go on a 10-state tour and do a bunch of food challenge how-to videos in all of the states along the Northwest. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, me and my buddy.
We got about 2 minutes left. We got a couple of young fans that want to say hello, Randy. I'm going to put them on right now. They want to talk to you for a second. You guys on the air?
Okay.
Yep.
How you guys doing?
How
Say
you
hi
guys
to Randy.
doing?
Randy, these are my kids. This is Alex and Lori. They really wanted to say hi. They watch your videos all the time.
Hey, Alex. I appreciate you watching the videos.
Yep, I am. And I'm your biggest fan.
Well, I appreciate that. We've got a lot of videos coming, and once the website's up, we'll be able to do a lot of big stuff, too. I'm hoping to go to a bunch of different countries and show you guys all that food and things like that, too. It'll be fun, and eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to get over to Indiana and maybe meet your dad and you guys one day.
Oh, that'd be great if you guys get over here in Ohio, man. Love to have you over here.
Maybe
right, guys,
by then you'll be able to. Maybe by then they'll be able to do a pizza challenge with me.
Oh, they can eat some pizza, that's for sure. Well, thanks for calling in, guys.
I'd have them do it over Mike.
Apparently, I mean, he can eat one half of a hamburger. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to say hi real quick, Randy. I'm glad you were able to have them come on for a second.
Oh,
well, hey,
no,
we got about a minute. We have about a minute left here. I wanted to take a second. Randy, thanks for calling in. Appreciate you coming on. Don't forget, you have your YouTube. You're just look you up under Randy Santel.
Yeah, pretty much Randy Santel, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, all that crap. And but yeah, the main thing is randysantel.com, and then in the beginning of May, foodchallenges.com, and it'll be, eventually it's going to be, there's no chance of it not going big. So Yeah, it'll be big things are coming, so I'm excited about it.
Okay, Randy, we're going to have to close this thing out. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah,
Everybody,
well,
Randy
thanks
Santel.
for having me on the show.
My pleasure. All right, well, we're going to tune in. We're going to be back next week with guest Charles Root, everybody from Star Trek Phase 2. So, again, for my guest, Randy Santel, this is Earl McCune, Some Kind of Radio Show. We'll tune you in next week.
You have been listening to Some Kind of Radio Show with our host, Big E, Earl McCune. Tune in next week, same time, same place for another fun-filled episode. Have a great night, and catch you on the flip side.